It's been over a year since we've last heard anything about the upcoming Dark Alliance game. Well, now we've got a lot to talk about and also some new gameplay footage. If you guys end up enjoying this video, please subscribe. There will be much more Dark Alliance content on the way. Links to my Twitter and my Discord server will be below. Let's get right into it. Let's start off with perhaps the most important news, the release date. Believe it or not, after basically silence for over a year, we now know that Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance will be releasing on June 22nd of 2021, which is just over 3 months away. It will be coming out on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, and that goes for the old and new gen. You can currently pre-order it for $39.99 and get the Beholder weapon set, or you can get yourself the deluxe edition for $59.99, and that comes with the Beholder and Lich weapon set and the Echoes of the Blood War expansion. So yes, there will be expansions, and those of you who know D&D well will know that the Blood War is an ongoing war being fought between demons and devils. If the game turns out good, that expansion already has my interest. For those of you who don't know, D&D Dark Alliance is a third-person action RPG, and you'll be able to play solo or multiplayer up to 4 players. This game takes place in the Forgotten Realms D&D setting, in the Arctic tundra of Icewind Dale. Icewind Dale is far north on the continent of Faerun, which is the same continent where the famous city of Baldur's Gate is located. You will be playing as the Companions of the Hall, which are 4 legendary characters that come from R.A. Salvatore's Legend of Drizzt book series. Drizzt Dourden, the dexterous dual-wielding drow. Bruenor Battlehammer, the battle-axing legendary dwarf. Cattie, a graceful but deadly human who uses a powerful magical bow. And Wulfgar, the barbarian hero wielding a mighty warhammer. They're great books, I highly recommend giving them a read. The Dark Alliance game is said to take place after the Crystal Shard book in the Icewind Dale trilogy. Considering that these are some of my favorite fantasy characters of all time, the marketing approach that has been taken for this game so far with the music and the middle fingers and stuff like that was a bit of a disappointment for myself. This is coming from someone who loves rock and metal music, but I was really hoping for something a bit more immersive. I'd definitely be curious to hear your guys' opinions on that. Those of you who are fans of the original Dark Alliances, don't get too excited because I'm sure, as you can already see, this Dark Alliance is very different from Dark Alliance 1 and 2. But Tuque Games doesn't seem to be really claiming that this is Dark Alliance 3, so make of that what you will. I personally don't really care too much about a game's name. If the game turns out good, I'm not going to lose sleep over a title. Listen to this though, Tuque Games originally planned this game to be a more isometric type of RPG, like the originals. They even gave us a bit of video footage from an earlier build, and I gotta admit that my heart sank a little bit because this is what I was originally hoping for, and it looks pretty good. With this build though, the developers said that they felt like it was missing something, and switching to the more immersive third-person style seemed to fix that problem. I gotta admit that the developers at Tuque Games do seem to be really passionate about this game, and they went through a lot of crap and took a lot of risk to even get the opportunity to be approved for a D&D licensed game. Wizards of the Coast did eventually give Tuque the green light, and they actually also became the publisher. Alright, on to the gameplay. So each of these heroes that we can play will have their own unique playstyle and customizable abilities. You'll have a light attack, strong attack, a dodge, 2 skills which are special abilities that operate on cooldowns, and an ultimate type ability that charges up with kills. For example, Drizzt's ultimate is calling in his Panther companion, and I know that Cattie has a heal ability, but I'm not sure if it's an ultimate or just a regular skill. The max level will be 20, and at that level you should have gained 6 total skills that you can choose from. Let me also note that this is going to be a game of combos, whether by yourself through pressing certain button combinations or comboing with other party members. As you complete missions and kill bosses, you'll unlock your new skills and earn powerful gear, which in turn allows you to take on even bigger challenges. Speaking of challenges, there will be 6 different levels of challenge ratings. The higher level that you play at, the more difficult the enemies become, but the better the loot also becomes. I'm assuming that you have to unlock higher challenge ratings by first completing the lower ones. One of the most interesting game mechanics that I noticed, but certainly did not expect for a game like this, was a resting system. You can actually set up camp and take a short rest. In doing so, will replenish some or all of your consumable items and also create a checkpoint. If you decide to push on without taking a short rest, you'll increase the odds of finding better loot. But if you die, you'll get sent back to the first checkpoint and the enemies all respawn. I actually really like this idea. Obviously, variations of this have been done in other games, but these brawler type games can get kind of boring for myself when it becomes nothing but a mindless hack and slash. Offering game mechanics like this resting system can create a risk versus reward element to the game, which can be great for many players, including myself. And honestly, it could be the difference between me doing one playthrough or 20. As far as the actual loot goes, I'm not really sure if I should be excited or not yet. We can see certain armor pieces offering different benefits, such as elemental resistances, stamina reduction, increase to critical damage, and so on. The typical type of bonuses that you see for most looter games. There will be set bonuses that can give your characters even more benefits and perks, depending on how many set pieces you're wearing at a time. Full set bonuses may give a chance to release a necrotic burst that curses enemies. They may give your character precision strikes after a dodge or evade, give them a chance to blind enemies, and so on. You don't always have to rely on drops for gear though, because you will be able to upgrade your gear using resources that you collect as you are playing. Very typical looter slasherist type of stuff here. In the character equipment menu, we got to see Drizzt, and we can see a slot for a cloak. He's got scimitars in his weapon slot, and you got helm, bracers, chest guard, leg guards, and then a necklace and ring slot. I'm assuming that you probably have to use the weapon type that comes with the specific character that you're playing. For example, Drizzt uses scimitars in the books, so you'll probably only be using scimitar type weapons when playing as his character. On the bottom of the screen, we get to see what appears to be character stats. On the top, there's other menu tabs, which include skins, upgrade materials, and upgrade usable. And on the bottom right, it appears to be resources collected. I've not heard anything about a cash shop yet for this game, which is good, but it seems like it could also possibly be set up for it at the same time. I really don't know. I'm kind of getting angry even thinking about it, so I'm going to stop. The really big question though is the endgame loop and whether or not it will equate to any longevity. The good thing is that the game is $40 and not $60, so it makes it a little easier to pull the trigger for myself. Too many games these days go for the $60 or even $70 price point when the actual base content feels like it's only worth $20 and the endgame sucks, so you don't even replay anything. So how do you guys feel about this upcoming Dark Alliance game? I feel like there's going to be a lot of varied opinions. There's many good things about the game from what I'm seeing, and then other things that definitely have me a little bit worried. It's usually like this with most looter type games, but hey, I'm excited to try it out. I'm going to stay optimistic. I'm really excited to play a game in June because most of the fantasy games that we're playing right now are all in early access. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you guys ended up enjoying this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I do all sorts of content on this channel, ranging from live streams to game reviews to class guides to lore videos and much more. I'd love to have some of you guys back for a future video. Until next time.